by coaching. I'm streaming. In the prior video, I categorized the different junglers into classes, and the Juggernaut class is like one that's kind of misunderstood in a way. So I wanted to talk about how you play the first, say, 14 minutes on these champions. So in most games, you're going to play to the early game, and then your playstyle might switch a little bit. But with the Juggernaut champions, step one, our goal is always going to be to farm. They get all the farm all the time because they farm so fast. And the champion doesn't do anything otherwise. Think about a Shyvana walking out of lane or a Hecarim that's level 3. No one care. So farm all the camps, do it fast, and then step 2, you want to skirmish. And with a skirmish, you're going to have an opportunity to fight multiple champions, so you get to utilize one of the Juggernaut's advantages, HP. If you're not getting hit, then you're not using the champion. So you don't want to gank and get hit because that's different. You're not going to deal enough damage, but you also don't want to do nothing and not get hit because you're not using the champion. So a skirmish is always going to happen in the river. Let's look at the map here. So imagine you full clear down, blue, Gromp, wolves, etc., 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 and then you're into the river. From the river, you have the scuttle crab, and then we're connected to the two lanes, whether it's top or bot. With that scuttle crab, then the lanes have the opportunity to move to fight, and if they don't, you probably have the advantage over the enemy jungler if you're a Juggernaut. You should be in the river first, then you have more stats than them. A run at them and just hit them with everything combo usually does the job because you have all that HP to spend. And you can use it aggressively on an enemy jungler because they don't have a turret to run to. If you use it on the laners, they have a turret to run to. You're probably not going to kill them. They're probably going to walk away. And then the enemy jungler, as you were ganking, is going to get in position and kill your ass the second you walk into the river. So you give up positional advantage in the river, and that sucks. So don't do that. Just play for the scuttle. And then after that, pretty simple, reset. Very rarely will you want to do a double scuttle or even have the opportunity. When that's the case, go for it. And then even better, after that, if you can get a respawn Raptors and Krugs from the enemy, wow, you just shit on the game from there. But that's the exception. That's the extra win. But the default is full clear scuttle reset. You'll have about 900 gold. That'll get you your pickaxe or your faded ashes. And that's pretty much that for every single champion. And then once you reset, then we're back on the map. This is where Juggernaut players get it wrong, okay? Pay attention. Gromp Wolves. Gromp's Wolves will probably give you level 5. If not, then the Raptors will. And then after that, Krugs do not give you a level up. So you can skip the Krugs and then go right to the Dragon. The Dragon will spawn on turn 2. And that's the only objective to fight for. If you do the Krugs, then maybe you can play for respawn Scuttle, but like what you can do is force your tempo advantage, especially if you're faster than the enemy jungler, to force that dragon. Force the dragon, lanes can move towards it, you play ball from there. After that, probably reset again to the top side. Blue, Gromp, you're probably level 6. Enjoy. With level 6, sometimes you get an ulti, sometimes you don't. I'm thinking like Udyr, Shyvana, like yeah, Shyvana gets an ulti, but we're still waiting for those Void Grubs to spawn, so Gromp, Wolves, Raptors. And then after Raptors, you could gank mid, cross through it into the Void Grubs. That's pretty good. Or you could take the defensive route there. That's also fine. And pretty much the same deal. The real Schleim is skipping those Krugs turn 2, but only after you did a solid full clear. So I guess most players just need to focus on that solid full clear. And then turn 2, focus on skipping the Krugs with level 5 and then forcing the objective. With any Juggernaut, you can get a control ward for turn 2, put it right there, and that's pretty good. And then once all that's done, it's just pretty much rinse and repeat. So we do the Raptors. We're on the Void Grubs. We're fighting the Void Grubs. We're fighting the Void Grubs. Did we win? Did we lose? Who knows? But if you are done with your camps, and it's only those Krugs up after the Void Grubs, and there's no Raptors to take, and there's no top play, what you want to do is reset, and then most players would reset to their respawned Krugs here, but don't do that. Don't do that, because then you're going to take away from getting back to the top side, where your respawn Gromp, Wolves, etc., etc. are going to be. So, that's the real tricky part. After the Void Grubs, you would reset, and then go to the top lane, probably, waiting for Gromp to spawn. Do a little shit gank top, and then return to the camps, full clear down. Then once you're done with the full clear, The objectives are down, so now you can do shit ganks. Ganks that aren't supposed to work, where you're just simply walking at the lanes. That's fine. You could also occupy the jungle or the river, so places like here and here. You're going to need sweeper and control word for this. And then what you're waiting for is for the enemy jungler to finish their clear and then eventually walk into you and you kick their ass there. If you're in the river in general and the enemy jungler ganks, then you can respond from a better position because anytime you're flanking the lanes, that's so much stronger than fucking walking at it like this. Because the second you show, the enemy is going to start walking away. And Juggernaut champions suck when that's the case. You don't have dashes. You don't have shit to get in range. Your champion was designed in 1942. And then the same pattern would repeat for the objectives. Reset after all of that to the top side, clear towards the dragon, and then do the dragon when it respawns again. Be in position with level advantage. Don't farm if it's not going to give you a level up when the objective's coming up. Rinse and repeat. Now, when you get the advantage, when you have the juice, so the juice is going to be a level advantage, tempo advantage. You're faster on the map than the enemy. You have more camps than them, more levels, more items. Then you can go into the enemy jungle. The reason you want to do this is because it's just like it's just what we talked about. You have the better position with the flanks. You can start taking their camps from them forcefully because they can't kill you. Or better yet, you can just fight and kill the enemy jungler. If they've messed up 1 or 2 ganks and you've taken their camps, reset, spin that gold, and then you're on the map, they have to deal with you. They don't have to deal with you if you're on wolves, level 9, and then they're in their jungle, level 7, with no flash, no ult. You know, they're a pathetic peon, but most noobs wouldn't see this angle of attack. So then you can start skipping your camps and getting into the enemy jungle as you're entering the mid game. The mid game starts at 14 minutes, about the time that the turret plates are going down. And then, yeah, you would get into the enemy jungle, do the camps, fight, maybe do a little shit gank, and then return to your camps, full clear, and then you're on the bot side. You're on the bot side to contest wherever the enemy's trying to attack. You don't do another attack bot lane. That's the key mistake people would make. As they finish Krugs, they would all in bot lane with like 2,000 gold in their pocket. Don't! Just show up. If enemy attack, punish. If nothing, reset. Very nice. To the Rift Herald, for example, kill the Rift Herald, take the red side, shit gank, farm. And then once the lanes enter about 22 minutes, then you really want to skip camps then because you'll be like level 13 if things are going good to the enemy jungler's like level 11. And yeah, start occupying the enemy jungle. Around 22 minutes, the boys will be with you, so get into the enemy jungle. My bad. Get into the enemy jungle up here. And then as your lanes are pushing and whatnot and fights are happening, imagine everyone's mid lane as they are, but then you're over here on the Raptors. When the play happens, you can so easily flank and then kill everyone. Showing up second to the fight as Juggernauts is so OP. Darius ghosting in, pentakill, Hecarim, ulti, Udyr, smack. There's no reason for you to be there first, almost like you're a carry champion. But then you're also making use of the downtime if nothing else is happening because you're farming the camps, taking the enemy jungle camps, and then in the good position to earn the objectives. Into the late game, win a play on the top side and take Baron. It's that simple. You're going to get outscaled eventually in the hyper late game. Juggernauts do go all the way to level 18, but they're supposed to hit level 18 when the enemy is at like level 14. So you're going to have your level advantage. And then the way that you have to spend it, again, is going to be to occupy the enemy jungle, win a play, and then work your way back, get the Baron, get the Scuttle, clear your camps, to a level up, and then go push with your team. Once you win that Baron, your team's going to push. You need to be with them, not on Gromp. You're going to be like level 16, and Gromp's not going to give you shit. It's not even going to give you an Amp Tome, Udyr. Move up the map with the boys. Baron's going to help them push, and you need to be near them. So imagine your top laner's pushing bot, and the rest of your team is pushing mid. You should be right here in the enemy blue side to then assist them with their push as the thing happens. Just like in the early and mid game. Then run into the bad guys with all your stats and kill them and win the game. So that's a basic rundown of how to play the Juggernaut champions in the jungle when it comes to pathing. Let me know what you think of the video, if it's too fast or like too loose, or I don't know. I feel like I just kind of laid it out there, but yeah, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Tier list, coaching VODs, guides, and more on the Patreon. Check it out. Click on it.